because I'm a fury.
All right, I'm coming out of retirement. Well, was I ever really retired? Anyway, I cannot stand fanboys. Yeah, I've known that for the longest time. But you don't hear me talking about other fan groups because a lot of them have known their place. A lot of them aren't as vocal as the Sony fanboys. And no, this is not towards anybody subscribed to me who prefers to play on Sony in particular. No, this is to the ones who got channels who swear the PlayStation 5 is superior, nothing else touches it. And then they turn around and they're so involved and enthralled in everything that Microsoft does. Everything. My Phil Spencer salivates a little bit while eating some short ribs, and they ready there analyzing the DNA and know all his thoughts and all that nonsense. We talking about those type of Sony fanboys who can't keep Microsoft out of their mouth. Okay? Now, meanwhile, I'm here and I'm trying to find multiple consoles from Microsoft and Sony. And I'm starting to realize it's getting easier and easier. They're becoming a little bit more available sparsely. And when I have the money, I'm going to jump on the other ones. I think the hardest one to find right now is the Xbox Series X. I'm not even joking about that. I've been seeing replenishing of PlayStation 5 more than I have of Series X. Series S is easier to find than it is of X. No lie. But the thing is, the Sony fanboys can't keep Microsoft's name out of their mouth. And I find that very funny. I find a lot of Sony fanboys have this notion that they're afraid. A lot of them are afraid that Sony is going to go down that path. And they're going to have service and they're going to strive for services that are comparable to GamePass. And you can't hate GamePass that much, right? Because you claim to hate it that much, but why do you really hate it that much? Is it because you see that it's successful and it's a different market, it's a different lane, and you're so familiar to your one and dones? And don't sit here and tell me that Sony's first party library ain't filled with a lot of one and dones. Now, this is not me saying the games suck. I'm just saying you play that game, you spend $60 on the game, you play that game, you're done with that game. There's not really much to add to it. You really think I want to go through God of War again on a higher difficulty? Do you really think I'm a glutton for punishment? You really think that makes the game fun? No. That I just finished on normal fucking mode, beating this game, and now I gotta go through it and everything is just tougher? No. I'm good, thank you. That ain't my style of making a game last much longer. It's not my style. That just doesn't do it for me. So, I'm not in the business of playing cinematic one and dones like that. They really need to change up their format. And the fact that now you want us to pay $70 for a cinematic one and done. That's my problem. But no, Sony fanboys ain't gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna drop $70, which in equivalent is almost as much as 5 months subscription to Game Pass Ultimate. I'm not gonna drop $70 just frivolously to play a game that I'm not gonna get a shelf life out of. Call me crazy, all right? Those days are over for me. That's my preference, that I find a monthly subscription that gives me access to third-party games and their first-party games and certain third-party games day one. $15 a month. I'm going to jump on that. I think it's a better opportunity for me financially, okay? While I still want my PlayStation 5, you damn right I still want one. My thing is, now I have to look at buying games more carefully. This is $70. People think, oh, it's just a $10 difference. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? Look, when there's competition out there that showed you that you can have access to double A games and triple A games, because people think everything got to be triple A. It don't have to be. I don't care if you are a Nintendo fan. I don't care if you're a Sony fan. I don't care if you're a Microsoft fan. Your whole library can't be just a slew of triple A games. These games do not grow on trees. You just can't brew them up like your witches. These games take time to make. So what are you going to be playing in between that? Double A games, right? But no, oh, it's triple A, triple A. That's some Sony fanboy shit if I've never heard of it. It's some Sony fanboy shit. This is all they talking about. Nintendo don't even call their games triple A games. It's Nintendo games. Oh, but we got the triple A first party. Now, you know what? Microsoft's like, we got a library. See, it's different strokes for different folks. Stop bringing your pony shit over into that Xbox camp. But you're afraid it's going to be the other way around, right? And it's not because people want it to be the other way around. Sony wants it more than anybody because you know what? It's lucrative. At the end of the day, they're not here for our happiness. They're here for our money. And people are going where they're getting good deals at. And I'm gonna take the craziest assumption, and I'm gonna go on a limb here and say a lot of you motherfuckers who sit here and complain about Microsoft own one too. But what sounds cooler online? To be a pony because, oh, it's the PlayStation 5 because you're living in the last gen. All right, I don't hear nobody living in the PlayStation 3 gen, even though the PlayStation 3 did well and it's at the end of its life and it overtook Microsoft at the end of just by a little bit. Nobody wants to talk about it because they talking about how it just basically ran for the majority of the generation. It was in the 360's favor, but nobody's going to talk about that. I don't even talk about the 360. The past is the past. You rate this shit on generation to generation. And right now, and I feel a lot of PS4 fanboys are very upset, not upset, they threatened right now by the company that they claim to hate, but they can't stop talking about, which is the nature of a lot of fanboys. Like, for example, I hate a lot of shit that Nintendo do. But have you seen me making a bunch of Nintendo videos lately? No. Let's not forget that they pulled that whole Super Mario Brothers, like the triple pack. Today, the 31st is the last day it will be available. You can't even get it online after today. It's done. So if you got the physical copy, you better go get it today. And Nintendo does this all the time. You know why? Because they are the reason their own market, they games have such a high market value. It's not because the games are that sought after. It's just that they hard to get by design, so they can be sought after. They're hard to get by design. You guys don't get that. This is why people are pissed off at Nintendo now, because they see this. They see it. I know a lot of y'all should see it too, but no, it's not that simple. A lot of their fans are starting to see it. But this is not like, you know what, stop playing Nintendo. No, I'm just saying, see them for what they really are. Because I know a lot of people have lately. But I can't fucking stand fanboys. For the life of me, Nobody's as vocal as the Sony fanboys. Nobody's as vocal as them. Nobody does more damage control than the Sony fanboys. The Nintendo fanboys they just take the abuse from Nintendo. They just take the abuse. They don't be like, stop talking about my mama. No, they just take the abuse. They just bend over the damn recliner chair and get that spanking. They've been conditioned to it. Whereas you Sony fanboys clearly see that Sony don't fucking care about nothing else but money. Just like any of these companies do. I ain't saying no other company don't care about money. It's just that Sony make their shit so obvious. And you just are defending them. And they know they ain't got to say shit. They ain't got to do shit. They can do whatever the fuck they want to. It's like watching Blacked, you know? They are the dude with the BBC, and a lot of you fanboys are that blonde who's having multiple orgasms. And what do women say in the porn movies when they get multiple orgasms? You could do whatever the fuck you want to me. See, Nintendo already done got to that point. You guys are just basically, we just watching you guys unravel. But I digress. Yo, it's so bad. It's so bad. Anyway, y'all, because I'm a Fury, I'm out. Peace. Well, I'm sorry, I'm back. I was going to end the video, but something told me not to publish this video when I recorded it yesterday. And the news is in that MLB The Show 21, as we know, is coming to multiple platforms, meaning Microsoft and Sony. But the kicker is that it's going to be Game Pass day one, April 20th, which is a move I did not see coming. And I think a lot of the Ponies didn't see coming either. Because I'm looking at it like, wait a minute, how could you not have this on PlayStation Plus day one, but it's on Game Pass day one? That makes no sense to me at all. I'm not even a baseball fan. I mean, I own PlayStation. I don't even have MLB The Show, any of the games. But for it being the only baseball game out for those who are baseball game fans, the only console baseball game out now, and the fact that it's coming to the Xbox and it's going to be on Game Pass is just kind of genius on Sony's part. Oh, you thought I was going to just be like, okay, hey, blah, 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 this, that, and forth. No, I told you I'm not a fanboy. Look at this now. Look at this. More eyes on their game. Meaning that maybe 2022 version might not be on the Game Pass. You know why? Because they're using Microsoft to put this game into more hands, put more eyes on this game. You get what I'm saying? Like, they putting more eyes onto this game using Game Pass, and Microsoft is benefiting from this because it's putting more attention to Game Pass. So this is a win-win situation for Microsoft and Sony. I bet you didn't think about that. A lot of you didn't, did you? You know, we got and the reason I saved this is because I know a lot of salty fanboys are pissed off over this, but I'm like, yo, dude, it ain't about just you. Listen to how they doing business. This is what Microsoft and Sony are doing. They are making sure that they're benefiting. They're helping one another. The only people fighting over the consoles are fucking fanboys. They're not. Clearly, they're not at deadly Mortal Kombat like they used to be with one another. Once again, before I finish this video off for good this time, I hope, it's like this. Putting the show on Game Pass day one puts more attention to the show franchise beyond the Sony format. which in turn will benefit Microsoft by selling Game Pass this year. And in the future, it will benefit Sony because, like I said, the following next year, the game might not come to Game Pass, but they use Microsoft as a means to promote the game and sell copies possibly, because people think games stay on Game Pass. They don't. The thing is, they will offer the subscribers of Game Pass an opportunity to buy the game at a discounted amount. This is what the people Game Pass members get. They get a discounted purchase, meaning what, $5-7 off the game, 10% maybe, catch it on sale. But it's not going to stay on Game Pass forever. It's not. It's a means. Sony knows what they're doing. Microsoft knows what they're doing, and they're working together. They helping one another. Microsoft is getting more Game Pass subscribers. Sony is getting more attention and potential sales on their game. Plain and simple. Put your fanboy pony isms to the side and think about it. I kid you not. It is what it is. This is what's going on here. But they should have used it also to sell their PlayStation Plus subscriptions. But why didn't they? Maybe they will. Who knows? Because I'm a Fury. I'm out. Peace.